Did you know that a common mistake in your home may be directly linked to the development of Alzheimer's disease? Yes, it's true. We are talking about something that many of us do every day without even imagining the negative impact it can have on our brain health. While you may feel safe and secure in your own home, a shocking truth is hiding beneath the surface, revealing that our understanding of the cause of this devastating disease may be completely wrong. Today, we're going to expose a crucial mistake that has been ignored for far too long, but that could be putting your health at risk. What if everything you thought you knew about Alzheimer's is about to be debunked? Get ready to find out how a simple household mistake can have huge consequences and how you can protect yourself before it's too late. In this video, not only will you learn what really causes Alzheimer's, but you will also discover simple actions you can take today to protect your brain and dramatically reduce your chances of developing this disease. Want to know what warning signs you should be on the lookout for and what's really behind this disease? Keep watching to find out. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any updates. And tell us in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to know. Let's get started. It was once thought that amyloid plaque was the main cause of Alzheimer's, but a recent discovery by neuroscientist Matthew Schrag in October 2022 revealed that a crucial 2006 study was altered, creating a false link between beta amyloid plaque and the disease. While this has raised doubts about the validity of later research, we still can't completely dismiss the relationship between amyloid protein and Alzheimer's, making the claim that all research was in vain an overstatement. Nevertheless, studies and analyses are still being conducted to help us find the real culprit behind the disease. Although there is no cure for Alzheimer's, recognizing the early warning signs helps us follow timely treatment to minimize the disease's impact and slow it down as much as possible to enjoy a better quality of life. These warning signs include difficulty understanding images. The eyes are also affected by Alzheimer's, which can cause difficulties in reading or judging distances. You may start bumping into objects or other people as you walk, which becomes dangerous if you need to drive. Additionally, your memory of colors may fail, making crossing a traffic light a risky task. Memory problems that affect your quality of life. This is undoubtedly the most well-known sign of Alzheimer's, especially in the early stages. Those beginning to develop Alzheimer's will start to forget things and any new information they learn. But this is just the beginning, as they will also forget important dates and events in their lives. At this stage, people with Alzheimer's turn to tools to better remember things, such as using written notes or a planner. One of the most common examples in this case is forgetting names or appointments, but remembering them when it's too late. Losing objects and forgetting where they were left. Another important sign of Alzheimer's is frequently misplacing things and then forgetting where they were left. As the disease progresses, patients will begin to lose more things more frequently. Additionally, they often blame their family and friends. Disorientation. Memory problems will become more severe until you begin to forget what season it is and the passage of time itself. Additionally, you may forget where you are and how you got there, which becomes frightening for the person. You might also forget simple things like the day of the week or the season you are in. Difficulty speaking or reading. As Alzheimer's progresses, the part of the brain responsible for speech and comprehension is impaired. Patients may struggle to follow or participate in conversations and have difficulty finding the right words. Repeating phrases or misnaming objects also becomes more frequent. Loss of interest or inactivity in social activities. A person suffering from Alzheimer's usually begins to lose interest in things that once attracted their attention, such as hobbies, work projects, sports, or even participating in social activities with friends and family. Additionally, it's very likely that you will begin to have trouble understanding how your favorite hobbies work and become apathetic toward others, always looking for ways to isolate yourself. Permanent mood or personality changes. As the disease progresses, the mood and personality of people with Alzheimer's change drastically. Depression, anxiety, and fear become common, and irritability may arise in situations that didn't bother them before. Adapting to new routines or environments also becomes challenging, leading to exaggerated reactions. Decreased judgment. Due to the brain problems caused by the disease, people with Alzheimer's start to lose their judgment and won't be able to determine the danger of their actions. This leads them to take actions they wouldn't have taken before, like participating in extreme sports or crossing the street when the traffic light is still red. This lack of judgment can also be seen in their finances, as it's common for them to start giving money to strangers or making ridiculously expensive purchases, sometimes leading to serious financial problems as a result. Difficulty solving problems. Just as the parts of the brain responsible for speech are damaged by Alzheimer's, the same happens to the area responsible for solving problems or following instructions. If you notice that you're starting to have trouble following a recipe, making many errors when doing simple math, like additions and subtractions, or taking longer than before to perform mental tasks, such as thinking about a chess move, it's very likely you're suffering from Alzheimer's. Some daily tasks become harder to complete. During the development of Alzheimer's, people begin to have trouble doing everyday things that weren't an issue before. This means you will struggle to get to places you used to visit frequently, manage your finances, do your job, or even use the microwave, your computer, or TV. Alzheimer's is the most common form of dementia worldwide. Those who suffer from it usually show the first symptoms after the age of 65. That's why it was thought that this disease did not pose a risk to younger people. However, in recent years, the number of Alzheimer's cases in people under 65 has increased exponentially, multiplying by up to 2 centenas per cento between 2 mil and 17. In fact, if we break it down by age, we see that in cases where the first symptoms of the disease appeared in people aged 30 to 44, there was a 373% increase. On the other hand, in people aged 45 to 54, the increase was 311%. And these figures are just from the United States. Alzheimer's is a mental disorder that gradually destroys your memory and thinking skills, affecting your speech and decision-making until you eventually lose the ability to carry out even the simplest daily tasks. This disease is named after its discoverer, Dr. Alois Alzheimer, who in 1906 found an unusual illness that left the brains of its victims full of abnormal buildups and tangled fibers, which we now know as amyloid plaques and neurofibrillary tangles. These same tangles are currently considered the hallmark of Alzheimer's. All these damages mainly occur in the parts of the brain responsible for memory, including the hippocampus and the entorhinal cortex, as well as in areas responsible for social behavior, reasoning, and language, among others. What is the connection between hyperinsulinemia and Alzheimer's disease? Hyperinsulinemia refers to a level of insulin in the blood that exceeds what is considered healthy. This condition is usually associated with the development of type 2 diabetes, but recent studies have found a supposed link with Alzheimer's disease as well. This is mainly due to the problems caused by excess insulin, which increase the risk of premature cognitive decline, anxiety, depression, and dementia in people. 3 ways insulin resistance can cause Alzheimer's. When the cells in your body don't use insulin as they should, it's your brain that suffers the consequences. This can happen in 3 main ways. Your body cannot properly use the sugar from food, causing your blood sugar levels to rise significantly, which damages the nerve endings in the brain and impairs its function. High blood sugar levels cause harmful fat deposits in your blood vessels, which can damage brain function and even cause strokes. Excess insulin in the blood can lead to an imbalance of chemicals in the brain. As you can see, all these effects are so devastating that some scientists have suggested Alzheimer's related to insulin resistance be called type 3 diabetes. The main cause of Alzheimer's may be a lysosomal storage issue. According to the University of California, aside from the mentioned amyloid plaque buildups in the brain, scientists at the University of California found abnormal lysosomal storage in the brains of people suffering from Alzheimer's and believe lysosomes have something to do with the development of the disease. What is the function of the lysosome inside the cell? The lysosome is part of the cell that functions like a garbage collector or recycler, as it takes in all the used lipids and proteins, breaks them down into basic components, and then sends them back to the cell to be turned into new proteins and lipids. However, if what reaches the lysosomes cannot be broken down into smaller pieces, it can't leave the lysosome. When this happens, the cell assumes the lysosome is no longer useful and stores it away, creating a new one to recycle all of its waste. The problem is that if the new lysosome fails, the process will repeat, creating a massive buildup of non-functioning lysosomes in the cell. The thing is, people suffering from abnormal lysosomal storage and Alzheimer's show similar symptoms, although at different points in time. The first appears a few weeks after birth, while the other develops much later in life. In both cases, however, the life expectancy is only a few anos. What is autophagy? Autophagy is a mechanism in our bodies that can improve the function and performance of lysosomes by transporting problematic parts or waste from your cells to them for recycling. Autophagy means self-eating, referring to the process where the body begins consuming stored energy, including toxins and even its own damaged cells. Autophagy is active all the time, but its function tends to decline with age and the development of certain diseases. However, there are ways to activate and increase the range of autophagy, which reduces the risk of age-related diseases such as heart disease and dementia, like Alzheimer's. 3 ways to activate autophagy. First way, intermittent fasting or calorie restriction. When you stop eating for long periods, your body and cells run out of nutrients, which directly activates autophagy to use stored energy and keep functioning. However, more studies are needed to determine the optimal fasting duration to induce autophagy in the body and the level of calorie restriction needed to gain a health benefit. Second way, following a ketogenic diet. The ketogenic diet involves eating a high-fat but low-carbohydrate diet, which to some extent may induce autophagy, according to research on animals. Third way, exercising. Resistance exercise can activate mitophagy, with which our body degrades and recycles older mitochondria, which by the way are the engines of the cells, replacing them with new and healthy ones. This mostly occurs in muscle cells. If you have anything to add, please share it with us in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm leaving 2 videos on the screen that I'm sure you'll enjoy. See you there.